Hello everyone. We're going to talk about the energy today. It's going to be a quick video talking about the types of energies and how the energies are being converted, how you can represent the energy transfers. So, we would talk about what is energy, the various types of energy and changes in energy, and then we'll talk a little bit about useful and wasted energy, which is really being a concern nowadays, the wasted energies. All right, so what is energy? So, when we talk about energy in our day-to-day life, we say that okay, I'm a little feeling low. I need some more energy to do this. So basically, energy is power to make things happen. Energy actually gives you an ability to do something or make a change or cause a change. So if you want to change something, let's say you are just moving a table from one place of your classroom to the other, you need an energy to push that table and then move it to the other place. So basically energy is something that must be changed or transferred only from one form to another form. We cannot have energy really being created or destroyed. So whatever energy is there around us in the universe, it's there already. The way we use the energies is we just convert it into some different form of energy and then use it accordingly. So energy can never be created or destroyed. It can be only changed from forms to forms or can be transferred from one thing to another thing. The general measuring unit for energy is joules. So in upcoming videos, when we talk about energies and calculations of energies and how energies are being measured, so the unit of measuring energy is joules. Let's quickly take a look at different types of energies. This is a list of energies, and I had summarized what certain energy means, or when we call it that, okay, it's a particular type of energy, and whether that energy is in a stored form or it can be in the transferred form, right? So kinetic energy. So as the name suggests, the kinetic energy is kind of energy which is being caused or generated when something is moving, right? And kinetic energy is in the stored form. Chemical energy, it is something like you have food and then suddenly you feel like energetic, you were good to do stuffs, your fatigue is gone, right? So chemical energy is energy stored in the substances and it is released during some or other chemical reactions and it's a stored form. Thermal energy, as the name suggests, thermal energy is related to anything which is about the heat and the temperatures, right? And it is thermal energy is something which can be stored as well as can be transferred. Like you have sunlight, for example, or if you go out in the sun and your skin gets warm, so that's something which we call as a thermal energy. Elastic potential energy, as elastic energy is stored and when one object is stretched or complex, so compressed, sorry. So it is basically, if you think of a rubber band, if you pull and leave the rubber band, that rubber band is actually holding an elastic potential energy. When we talk about the gravitational potential, anything and everything around us is having some kind of energy or force being applied onto it, which is the gravitational one, right? So an energy stored due to an object's height above the ground, that energy is gravitational potential energy. So assume if you are having a book kept onto a table, that book is also holding certain energy which is because of the gravitational force acting onto it, and that energy due to the gravity is gravitational potential energy which is keeping it there onto the table intact, and it's a stored form of energy. Electrical energy, very commonly used, the energy caused by the flow of electrical charges. Whatever you see in your house, the various electrical appliances are basically being using the electrical energy, and electrical energy is a transfer type of energy. Sound energy, playing any musical instrument, even talking, you are producing an energy because of the vibrations causing into the air and thus creating the sound. That's the sound energy and it is being transferred, right? Light energy, energy that travels through light waves and allows us to see That is, the light energy. You can think of the bulb giving you a light or a candle giving you a light, right? So that's the light energy, and it's in the transfer form. How to really represent energies? This is typically, if at all you are to show the energy transfer between two certain events or two certain objects, so you need to show it in a particular way. So you would show a particular form of energy into the given rectangle, and then along with an arrow you show the direction that in which form that energy is being converted. So here is an example of chemical to thermal energy transfer, and this diagram over here shows you the energy transfers of chemical energy to thermal energy. Let's talk about the useful and wasted energy. Do you really think energy can be wasted, or can there be type of wasted energy? Yeah, there is certainly. Let's talk about the day-to-day stuff. Let's say there's a motorcycle and it is using a fuel to run over it and travel from one place to another. So motorcycle's engine is really using the chemical energy from the fuel, right? Now this chemical energy is changed to the useful energy for moving from one place to another, and it makes the motorcycle move. So that is the useful kinetic energy, because you are using the fuel to have the kinetic energy generated to move the motorcycle, right? So that's really a useful energy. But when we are talking about motorcycle here, the chemical energy from the fuel is also changing into thermal energy, right? The engine gets heats up, or your vehicle will emit some or other warm gases, right? And it would also make some sound, right? Sound of the engine, maybe the firing sound or anything, right? So this chemical energy is not only giving you a kinetic energy, which is really useful because we are using the motorcycle to go from one place to another place and we need that transfer, but it is also creating thermal energy and sound energy, which is really not useful. Correct. So that's where we say that okay, that is the energy which is being wasted. So in fact, uh, whenever some energy is being used as a useful energy, only 25% of chemical energy here is used for the movement. Rest 75% of energy is wasted in the form of the thermal energy or the sound energy that is being generated while using your motorcycle or while the processing of that motorcycle to perform its actions, right? So this 75% energy is basically wasted into dissipated energy. So the dissipated energy is the energy that spreads out where there is no use for it. So basically, dissipated energy is nothing but the wasteful energy, which is not really being used for any good purpose or any good work to be done. Every time energy is changed or transferred, there is some sort of dissipated energy always. So it is not that all the energy which is being used is fully being used and it is going to be fully converted into any useful energy. There would be some percentage of dissipated energy always which is going to get wasted. That is how typically the energy is being changed or transferred. That was a quick one on to energy. We have covered basically what is energy, the various types of it, and the changes into the energies. It was a quick one just to touch base on energy. We'll talk more in upcoming videos. Just to try out your knowledge around energy, you have a quiz link into description as usual. Do comment and share your suggestions onto this video. Thank you for watching.